Welcome back to LFC Transfer Hub, your ultimate home for all things Liverpool. Today we've got huge transfer drama and breaking news.
Liverpool's new Marc Guehi plan uncovered with a trump card to trigger. Snubbed Liverpool star's exit definitely possible despite his love for Anfield, as insider reveals Arne Slot plan. There will be opportunities, Liverpool star likely to get transfer offers this January. Let's dive into Reds. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated. Liverpool's new Marc Guehi plan uncovered with a trump card to trigger. Liverpool manager Arne Slot has dropped the biggest hint yet that he is ready to try again to sign Marc Guehi in 2026 after admitting his major disappointment at failing to sign him on deadline day, and our well-placed source believed the Reds have two clear approaches to play their trump card. The Merseysiders spent huge sums this summer on strengthening their title-winning squad, with no less than £440 million splashed out on new additions. But despite welcoming the marquee signings of the likes of Alexander Isak, Hugo Ekitike, and Florian Wirtz to name but three, there was one man, Guehi, who slipped through the Liverpool net. The Reds came within a whisker of getting a deal over the line for Guehi on deadline day, having agreed a £35 million deal with Crystal Palace that would also have guaranteed the Eagles a 10% cut of any future deal. But when Palace pulled the plug at the 11th hour owing to a failure to land on a quality replacement, sources revealed to Team Talk how the 25 times capped England was left betrayed and devastated by the transfer collapse. Now it has emerged that Guehi is not the only one left distraught by that narrow miss, with Slot breaking his silence on the deal and having also revealed his devastation at failing to bring the 25-year-old to Anfield. Yeah. That is definitely the first part. The second part is, at Liverpool, we have so many good players, so we would have liked to sign him, Slot told 1-on-1, a Sky Sports Premier League podcast. That's out in the open, so I'm not going to deny that. But I also know, and knew, that we have very good options in that position as well. But we are a club that, if we see an opportunity in the market and we can sign a very good player, we are always trying to do so. But if that doesn't work out, I'm more than happy to work with the players we've got. For us, it was, of course, a disappointment, but for the player, I assume as well, because he was expecting to come to us. While Guehi has returned to Palace, where he will stay until January at least, Slot's confession means that the Reds are likely to try again, and will do so ahead of three other confirmed Reds targets. Guehi to Liverpool still on, Barcelona man among three other options. To that end, our correspondent Rudy Galletti has this week exclusively revealed the Reds are admirers of Napoli defender Sam Bukima, while links have also re-emerged this week to Ronald Araujo, amid claims Barcelona are open to the sale of the Uruguayan. Our journalist Dean Jones also exclusively revealed that the Reds are one of three sides also keeping a watch on Brighton's Jan-Paul van Hecke. And with Virgil van Dijk now approaching veteran status and Ibrahima Konate's deal due to expire next summer, it is not impossible Liverpool could look to sign two centre-halves, but sources insist it is very clear that Guehi remains the number one objective. As we understand, the Reds could move again for Guehi in the winter window. Despite a widespread acceptance, they may also wait until the summer when they could land him on a free. In the words of our transfer correspondent Fraser Fletcher, sources have told Team Talk that suggestions that Liverpool will wait until Guehi's contract expires in the summer of 2026, making him a free agent, may be misguided, as transfer chess pieces are already in motion. La Liga giants Real Madrid and Barcelona are said to be eyeing Guehi for a January move, adding urgency to Liverpool's quest to secure the services of the former Chelsea centre-back. However, these reports are to be read with caution. Palace, aware of the risk of losing their captain for nothing next summer, face mounting pressure to cash in during the January transfer window. Clubs often leverage media narratives to spark bidding wars or inflate fees, and Palace's posturing could be a tactic to extract maximum value. However, Liverpool, known for their shrewd transfer dealings, hold a trump card, Guehi's desire to join them. Liverpool's strategy could hinge on a calculated lowball offer in January. By presenting a modest bid, they might tempt Palace to accept less than their desired valuation rather than lose Guehi for free months later. Additionally, Liverpool could reach an agreement in principle with Guehi in January for a summer move, thereby securing his services without a transfer fee. This dual approach, low offer or an agreement in principle, puts the Reds in a commanding position. Liverpool latest, Ekitike transfer bombshell, Slot copying blueprint. Meanwhile, the agent for Atletico Madrid striker Julian Alvarez has dived into summer speculation suggesting his client could have joined Liverpool, but Slot has been left with another headache amid strong claims Ekitike wouldn't have joined the Reds had he known Isak was signing. Elsewhere, off the back of another Liverpool late show, on Wednesday night Sky Sports pundit Clinton Morrison has hit back at the narrative suggesting the Reds have been lucky this season, with a perfect 60-word rebuke to their critics. And finally, it's been revealed that Slot used the summer window as the perfect time to put his own stamp on the Liverpool squad he inherited from Jurgen Klopp, with the Dutchman copying a blueprint of a top European side in an effort to emulate their success and with one player seen as a potential catalyst for Champions League glory. Snubbed Liverpool star's exit definitely possible despite his love for Anfield as insider reveals Arne Slot plan. Liverpool winger Federico Chiesa could leave Anfield in the summer transfer window and return to Italy, sources have told Team Talk, as Arne Slot's plan regarding the star comes to light. Chiesa has been on the books of Liverpool since the summer of 2024 when he joined from Juventus. Much was expected of the 27-year-old when he arrived at Anfield, especially as the winger had done well during his time at Juventus and also won the Euro 2020 finals with Italy. However, Chiesa has failed to make a massive impact at Liverpool, with injuries and competition for places limiting the winger to just 14 appearances last season, in which he scored 2 goals and gave 2 assists. The 27-year-old is fully fit now and has made a decent start to the new season, scoring 1 goal in 4 Premier League matches. That goal came against Bournemouth at Anfield in Liverpool's opening Premier League game of the season, which the defending champions won 4-2. However, Liverpool manager Slot subsequently decided to leave Chiesa out of his Champions League squad, preferring Rio Ngumaha in his place, with the teenager already breaking records for the Merseyside club. Chiesa went public in August with his desire to stay at Liverpool amid speculation on his future, but Team Talk understands that the winger could leave Anfield in the January transfer window. Sources have told Team Talk's transfer insider, Dean Jones, that a return to Serie A is a possibility for Chiesa when the window reopens in January. Team Talk understands that Chiesa loves being part of Liverpool, with Slot considering him a useful player and plans to make use of him in the coming weeks, but a parting of the ways could happen in the middle of the season. Team Talk transfer correspondent Jones said, Chiesa knows he has to be very careful about how he manages this moment of his career. He seems to love being part of Liverpool, and they see him as a very useful player. He is patiently waiting for his opportunity to shine. Obviously, he cannot wait around forever, but, equally, wherever he goes next is likely to be a step down in level. There will be opportunities in January for him to move, and a switch back to Italy will definitely be possible, but the player has to be sure that the team fits him properly in order to reach his own heights and produce his best form. What Arne Slot has said about Liverpool winger Federico Chiesa. While Slot may not fancy Chiesa to be a regular in his starting lineup on a regular basis, the Liverpool boss has been impressed with the winger's professionalism. Slot said about Chiesa's omission from Liverpool's Champions League squad, "Of course, that is one of the most difficult things you have to do as a manager. For a player not to play, it is not always easy to tell them, but not to be in the squad is always more difficult. I just explained to him why we made this choice. Of course, he wasn't happy with that. I think he understood my arguments, that is not to say he agreed with them. He didn't tell me, by the way, that he didn't agree with them. But he gave me the answer you want to hear from a player, that he will be there to help the team in the cups and in the league." After Liverpool's win against Bournemouth, Slot noted about Chiesa, "I see a totally different Federico now than from large parts of last season. It is completely normal because he missed out on the whole preseason and then came into a Premier League rhythm in terms of the amount of games and in terms of intensity. If he is more available, then he has more chances to impact our results or his playing time. But then it is about him staying as fit as he is at the moment." Latest Liverpool news: superhuman Mo Salah replacement, Gem breaks record. A winger that Liverpool want to sign as a potential replacement for Mohamed Salah has been described as superhuman. The agent of an Atletico Madrid star has revealed whether there was any chance that Liverpool could have signed him in the summer transfer window. A Liverpool pearl has created yet another record for the defending Premier League champions, with Real Madrid throwing admiring glances at him. There will be opportunities, Liverpool star likely to get transfer offers this January. Liverpool winger Federico Chiesa is reportedly likely to get opportunities to leave the club and return to Serie A in the January transfer window. The Italy international has struggled for regular playing time since moving to Anfield last summer, and it was perhaps a bit surprising that he didn't leave during the most recent transfer window. Still, it seems Chiesa's future will be one to watch again in January as transfer expert Dean Jones discussed the situation with Team Talk. Jones says it's likely that Chiesa will have opportunities, but it's not guaranteed he'll be rushing to leave as his next move would likely be seen as something of a step down. Federico Chiesa transfer situation explained. Despite his lack of guaranteed minutes, it seems that Chiesa is not exactly desperate to leave Liverpool, so his next move would have to be the right kind of project to tempt him. Chiesa, seems to love being part of Liverpool, and they see him as a very useful player. He is patiently waiting for his opportunity to shine, Jones said. Obviously, he cannot wait around forever, but, equally, wherever he goes next is likely to be a step down in level. There will be opportunities in January for him to move, and a switch back to Italy will definitely be possible, but the player has to be sure that the team fits him properly in order to reach his own heights and produce his best form. Should Liverpool let Chiesa go? LFC fans will likely have mixed feelings about the Chiesa situation. On the one hand, the 27-year-old is clearly not quite good enough for this level, or we would have seen a lot more of him by now. With that in mind, perhaps it would make the most sense for the Reds to just let him go as soon as possible. Still, squad depth is also important over a long and difficult season, and it's not always easy finding players who are seemingly quite content to sit on the bench and wait for their moment to make an impact. Chiesa could end up being quite useful at some point, so maybe holding on to a backup player who's not pushing to leave wouldn't be the worst decision in the world.